The final weeks of summer marks the end of so many things. Marks the end of jumping in the pool and swimming in the lakes and eating sandy, soggy sandwiches that are melty and hot from the sun that tastes amazing. It's the end of no bedtimes for those of us with kids or grandkids in the house. It's really hard to convince your kids to go to sleep when the sun doesn't set until 10 p.m. And it's kind of great, those days that seem to stretch and last and let you squeeze the very life out of them. It's the end of letting the kids sleep until 10, blissfully not having to drag them out of bed or pack lunches or make them do their homework. And it's the end of shorts and tank tops and sandals, although in Michigan, I guess you never know. We have seen all 4 seasons in the past 7 days. It's the end of summer preaches, of camp, of those glorious summer sunsets, of bug spray and sunscreen, the end of outdoor services, and yes, I know it's chilly tonight, but just let me have this one nice thing, okay? And for the clergy, it marks the end of a season in a different way. Yes, it's Elul, and the high holidays are fast approaching, but that's not where I'm going with this. Elul also marks the end of wedding season. Wedding season in the summer in Michigan, it's really the best. Our summer nights are filled with love, with couples and families who are over the moon with joy, celebrating their happiness, binding their lives together, committing to walking through life, meeting life's joys and life's challenges hand in hand. There is nothing better than walking that path with a couple that we adore, spending months preparing and laughing and planning together to see them under their chuppah. It is really, really special. Now, I know what you're going to say. Wedding season, for me, might be coming to a close, but America's wedding season has just begun. That's right. I'm talking about the wedding of the century, the royal wedding between Taylor and Travis, in which the entire country is fully invested. I've already offered my services, but we'll see if they call. Now, when you're a guest at a wedding or even a family member, it's easy to think that the ceremony itself is where the rabbi comes in handy. And it's true, our training allows us to access 1,000 years of history to build a ritual that is beautiful and meaningful and personal, but also links couples to their past and their future in this really sacred way. We are trained to be jewelers of a sort, linking generations and families to each other through these life cycle moments. But even more important than the ritual itself, more important than helping a couple choose a ketubah or working through their blessings, is the premarital counseling that we work through together. We talk about their strengths as a couple, their areas of growth, how to develop skills like healthy communication and sharing mental burden and financial management and so much more. And we talk through family dynamics, but don't worry, they always say really nice things about all of you. And we talk about the kind of home they want to build together. And arguably most important, we guide them through things they may simply not have thought about on their own, like genetic screening. Now, the conversation about genetic screening often catches couples off guard, but we don't have any family history, they say. We're healthy. Our families are healthy, and that is exactly why we need to talk about it. The statistics are sobering and demand our attention. 1 in every 4 or 5 individuals of Ashkenazi Jewish descent is a carrier for at least one genetic condition. It comes from the shtetl. Now think about that for a moment. In any room of 20 people from our community, 4 or 5 are carrying genetic variants that could profoundly impact their children. The most common of these is Gaucher disease, affecting 1 out of every 10 Ashkenazi Jews, but the panel of conditions we can now screen for has expanded dramatically. Every single year, new discoveries mean new information. Recent advances in the last few decades have identified over 200 genetic conditions that we screen for now, including devastating diseases like Tay-Sachs and Canavan disease, cystic fibrosis, and Bloom syndrome. And these are not distant possibilities. In nearly 80% of cases where a baby is born with one of these genetic conditions, they're born to a couple with no family history at all. But here's what's remarkable. The success of programs like Tay-Sachs screening has virtually eliminated this devastating disease from our community. Today, the vast majority of children who are born with Tay-Sachs have non-Jewish parents, which is a testament to the power of proactive screening within our community. Which brings me to why I am so excited about what we're doing here at Temple Israel. This fall, we are proud to partner with JScreen. Now, you may have seen their setup as you walked in tonight, and they'll also be over there at our Oneg this evening after services. JScreen is an unbelievable nonprofit health organization dedicated to improving ordinary people's quality of life by providing us with accessible information about our own health. And the amazing thing about JScreen is that not only do they offer preventative screening for people thinking about having children, but they also now offer a test that screens for 48 genes, including BRCA genes, which are specifically associated with hereditary cancer risk for our community. When you do one of these tests, which are subsidized by the Jewish community here in Metro Detroit to the tune of $18 a panel, that's what we pay, tests that used to cost thousands and thousands of dollars and were impossible to get, you spit in a tube, send it away, and then you meet with a genetic counselor to go over your results. It is a modern miracle, truly, and it's changed the lives and trajectories of so many people, including many of our members and some of our clergy. In our Torah this week, we read Parshat Shoftim, which includes one of Judaism's most powerful imperatives. And you know this, tzedek, tzedek, tirdof, justice, justice shall you pursue, which guides us truly throughout our lives. But why is tzedek in there twice? Why the repetition? Medieval commentator Bachya ben Asher taught that this repetition means that justice should be pursued under every circumstance, whether you gain something or lose something, even when the knowledge might be difficult to bear. It can be really scary to know that we might carry a gene that could make us sick or make things difficult for us or for our families. But the truth is that saving lives is a Jewish value. It's the most important one. We're taught that pikuach nefesh, the preservation of a human life, takes precedence over almost any other religious obligation. But genetic screening asks us to go one step further, not just to save a life in crisis, but to prevent crisis altogether. This is preventative pikuach nefesh, taking action today to protect lives that haven't even begun yet, to protect ourselves from future catastrophe. The question is not whether we have the right to this knowledge. We have the responsibility to use it. In an age where we can prevent suffering before it begins, choosing ignorance is not humility, it's negligence. True justice means that we take charge of our future, armed with knowledge, guided with wisdom, and sustained by the ancient Jewish commitment to choosing life, not just for today, but for tomorrow as well. So tonight, please register for a screening if you haven't already. And if you did it 10 years ago, the screenings have changed and you should do it again. You can pick up your kits at the Labor Day picnic on Monday, where JScreen will have a booth as well. You can ask your kids and your friends to register too. It's really easy to do online. It's affordable thanks to the generosity of our community, and it is truly an act of love. And please also join us on Yom Kippur for Mincha Moments. Our guest speakers this year are Myra and Dr. Matthew Goldstein, JScreen's CEO, and his beautiful, brilliant wife, who will share their heartbreaking and uplifting personal story of the life and loss of their 2-year-old daughter, Javi, who died of Tay-Sachs disease just a few years ago. So my friends, as we transition into this season of reflection and renewal, let us commit to pursuing justice in all its forms, choosing knowledge over fear, action over paralysis, and hope over helplessness. Let us pursue justice for ourselves, for our children, and for the future of our people. Shabbat Shalom.